Welcome to English 113, Teaching and Assessment of Grammar. I am your reporter for today, Fabre, and we will tackle about grammar and methods. The two questions concerning grammar are: should a method adhere to a grammar syllabus? And should the rules of grammar be made explicit? In this lesson, we have three methods, namely grammar translation, direct method, and audiolingualism. First is grammar translation that took grammar as the starting point for instruction. Lessons typically began with an explicit statement of the rule, followed by exercises involving translation into and out of the mother tongue. Next is direct method. Direct method prioritized oral skills by following a syllabus of grammar structures, rejected explicit grammar teaching. Learners supposed to pick up the grammar in much the same way as children picked up the grammar of their mother tongue, simply by being immersed in language. Last method is audiolingualism that derives its theoretical base from behaviorist psychology, which considered language simply as a form of behavior to be learned through the formation of correct habits. A North American invention stayed faithful to direct method, belief in the primacy of speech, but more strict in rejection of grammar teaching. The audiolingual syllabus consisted of a graded list of sentence patterns, which, although not necessarily labeled as such, were grammatical in origin. These patterns formed the basis of pattern practice drills, the distinguishing feature of audiolingual classroom practice. In the late 1950s, Noam Chomsky claims that language ability is not habituated behavior but an innate human capacity, prompted a reassessment of drill and repeat type teaching practices. The view that we were equipped at birth for language acquisition cautions belief that instruction was unnecessary. His natural approach does away with both the grammar syllabus and explicit rule giving. Like the direct approach, the natural approach attempts to replicate the conditions of first language acquisition. The development in the 1970s of communicative language teaching, or CLT, was motivated in the development in the new science of sociolinguistics and the belief that communicative competence consists of more than simple the knowledge of the rules of grammar. CLT, in the shallow-end version at least, did not reject grammar teaching out of hand. This means that grammar teaching is still important for learners. Deep-end CLT, on the other hand, rejected both grammar-based syllabuses and grammar instruction. A leading proponent of this view was ENG Prabhu, a teacher of English in southern India. He attempted to replicate natural acquisition processes by having students work through a syllabus of tasks for which no formal grammar instruction was supposedly needed nor provided. Syllabus differed from method to method, but until such organizing categories as functions or tasks were proposed, syllabuses were essentially grammar-based. On the question of the explicitness of rule teaching, there is a clear divide between those methods that seek to mirror the processes of first language acquisition, such as the direct method and the natural approach, and those such as grammar translation, that see second language acquisition as a more intellectual process. The former methods reject grammar instruction, while the latter accept a role for conscious role learning. Learners need first to study examples and work the rules out for themselves. That's all that covers up my report about grammar and methods. Thank you and God bless everyone.